Residents at Singapore 321 Tampines Street 33 have been battling a huge problem annually, a problem of swarms of cicadas from March to June since 2022. So this swarm of cicadas will come out apparently after rainfall with humid weather, which cues the cicadas to emerge from softened soil. Okay, this is something new I just learned today. So basically these cicadas, right, they live underneath the soil, and after rainfall they will like burrow out, and then they have wings and they fly out. I'm learning new things daily as I report the stories, okay? And these cicadas gather around corridor lights at night, sometimes with 20 to 30 seen at once. And if you leave your doors and windows open, they'll fly into your homes because they are attracted to white blue light. So a short-term solution is probably, change your lights to yellow lights at home or the corridor. But if you prefer white light, then that's kind of tough. So residents must quickly close or open doors to avoid the cicadas entering, and children fear going to school due to cicadas in corridor. I mean, they are huge, Don't say children, even I would be afraid of cicadas, okay? And these cicadas have loud mating calls, 70 to 80 decibels, which is similar to a level of a vacuum cleaner. I mean, like, are you serious? If one cicada is 70 to 80 decibel, a swarm of cicadas is like, are you telling me you have like 20, 30 vacuum cleaners in the corridor, that kind of level? Is this true? One cicada is 70 to 80 decibel? So this is noise pollution, okay? Which can cause auditory fatigue, irritability and stress, So residents have reported the issue to town council, and they did misting, which is insecticide spraying, was conducted, but it was deemed ineffective by residents and experts because misting is like ground level spraying, where like I mentioned, these cicadas, right, they are actually underground, okay? So when you do ground level spraying, you miss all the nems that are deeper underground. And the fogging also affects exposed adults, and sometimes the misting also harms beneficial insects in the ecosystem, such as bees and butterflies. So, but one interesting thing to note is cicadas are not considered as pests, okay? So, and cicadas are supposedly harmless to humans as they feed on plant sap and are ecologically important, but can be noisy and disruptive in large numbers. Supposedly, cicadas do not bite humans because they lack the mouth parts to bite, as they feed on plant sap using a piercing-sucking proboscis. Can that piercing-sucking proboscis be used on humans too? I think not, because apparently they are harmless to people, okay? But obviously they are large and they are loud, so I would be scared, okay? So cicadas in 321 Tampines Street 33, big problem. We gotta cover this, right? This 15-second video of an Israeli tourist at a Thai cafe has sparked a lot of outrage, okay? She basically refused to remove her shoes, and then, which is, cultural norm in many Thai restaurants. And then she said, "I'm sorry, but my money builds your country," implying that her financial contribution as a tourist justifies her behavior. We've been covering so many stories recently on just tourists not respecting the culture of the countries they are visiting, okay? This is becoming a larger and larger issue, okay? This remark caused widespread backlash, as it's very, very disrespectful and entitled. The woman has since apologized, claiming her words were misinterpreted. I do not know, because you were clearly speaking in English.
That's my money, okay? Build your country.
And we all heard what you say on video. So I do not know how any form of misinterpretation might have happened there, okay? She said that she intended to highlight that Israeli tourism supports Thailand's economy. And then, what do you mean by that? Because you just said that after refusing to remove your shoes. And she also alleged harassment by cafe workers, which prompted her outburst, and claimed the video omitted context, including violence that was used to remove her from the cafe. Once again, there has been on a rise of tourists not respecting the culture of countries they visit in, So, tourists, please be kind and respect the culture of the countries you are visiting. And for our last story of the day, this man escaped the law 7 years ago, but he was caught once again after he tried re-entering Singapore. So the first offence happened on August 22, 2018 at Serangoon MRT station, where the offender Zhang Yang, age 34, a Chinese national construction worker, inappropriately touched the victim twice within a minute by brushing against her inappropriately. Okay, the victim felt shocked and scared and moved to a crowded area after the first incident, but Zhang followed and touch her again. Okay, on the train, Zhang continued to stare at her, making her feel very threatened. She then sought help by showing a note on her phone to a male passenger who stayed with her for safety. She then reported the incident to her boyfriend, sister, and police that night. CCTV footage showed Chang pacing near the victim and staring at her. He alighted the train a few stops after Serangoon while the victim remained on board. He left Singapore soon after his work permit expired, and a police gazette was issued for Zhang's arrest after the incident, and he returned to Singapore on March 26, 2025 and was arrested at Changi Airport. During investigations, Zhang claimed he did not recall the incident despite CCTV evidence. Okay, so now on May 7, 2025, in court, he has pleaded guilty to one count of outrage of modesty, a second charge considered for sentencing, and he has been sentenced to 3 weeks in jail. Zhang claimed remorse, said he was drunk during the offence, and cited family responsibilities. The prosecution said there were no evidence for intoxication, and intoxication would aggravate, not mitigate the offence.